name is Fred Carlson. I put 2 tours in Vietnam. I was a member of Navy Seabees. I was in the Navy, but I never was on a ship. My job was to build and support the Marines and part of the Army over in Vietnam. We built the airfields, we built the camps, we built the hospitals, and we went through, I went on patrols at night through the rice paddies, not every night, and sometimes not even once a week, but I've been on patrols in the rice paddies and in part of the jungle. I went through the 2 big tests that were over there. I don't know if you remember if you've heard of those. The TET was basically like a New Year celebration, and that was what the Viet Cong used to supply their people in the jungles, and they formed a massive attack on in 68, the big one, and then 69. But what you kids are seeing now in some of these pictures are some of the poor people that we had helped after we built the camps and we built the airfields. We started to rebuild some of the hospitals and schools over in Vietnam for some of the people. We went down 30 miles south of Da Nang, and in some of those pictures, rebuilding a hospital or part of a school, and then the big Tet hit in 68, and a lot of it got tore apart. Well, what you can see on the news at night from Afghanistan and what you see from what's Kuwait now, there's a lot of stuff going on. Don't get down. We have the best military in the world, feared by everybody. We have the most technical and most trained military men that you can imagine. And when you see things like the drones that are going over, with unmanned drones that can take a bomb and get into an area, that means we don't have a loss of life like when it was my time. When I grew up, I'm 66, I'm in my middle 60s. This gentleman and I grew up at the same time. We had to go through the Cold War. Yeah. And we had to go through duck and cover drills in school. The teacher will tell you about that maybe later on, or then in another class. Is when we had to be aware and take a drill in case we were going to get bombed from Russia. And we had to hide and duck underneath our tables and chairs and facing away from the window and stuff. We had to grow up like that. It's like a lot of people overseas right now. When you hear about this faction called the Taliban, you girls are in school right now. The Taliban doesn't want little girls to go to school. That's terrible. And that's what we're there for, to help free those people and to eliminate the Taliban. And when you get a little down and you hear about bad things going on, remember when we grew up, there's maybe some people here will tell you, and you look at the nods on their head. This gentleman was in the Cuban Missile Crisis on a ship. That was a terrible time in 1962 for America. We were scared to death, and that's when the Berlin Wall started to go up. Anybody my age will tell you that they never thought that Berlin Wall would come down without a war, or an atomic bomb, or an attack. And thank God for wonderful leaders like we had with Ronald Reagan. It came down by the people's will. And we saw them dancing on top of the wall. I guess you didn't forget that sight, right? Yeah. I said to myself, thank God, my 2 boys will never have to go to war. When I saw them dancing on top of that wall, they did it without a shot. It was unbelievable. So just keep your chin up, look forward. We have the best military in the world. Don't get scared with a lot of stuff that you see on TV.
They freed a lot of countries, the Berlin Wall.
Yeah. The Berlin Wall came down, not only freed Germany, which I have relatives on the other side in East Germany. You can see the other relatives they grew up with in West Germany, but it freed right through Western Europe. It freed so many different countries. You hear a fellow like Walesa from Poland and stuff, freed Poland and freed the rest. rest of them. It was an amazing time in the late 80s to live through. It was great. Keep your chin up.
And you know what? Thank you very much for sharing that. We also have right here